Hello everyone, welcome back to Ehrlich's in the Ozarks. My name's Gabe, and today I'm going to be building some compost bins right here. And so we're going to go through some of the steps on how I'm going to do that. But first, I've got to clear out some of this area. You can see we've got kind of what was the beginnings of a compost bin back here, and it is kind of just sat there and we haven't really done a lot with it. So I'm going to take this out. I will probably still use that one as just a small one, as a small compost bin for just kind of storage for different supplies and resources. But we're going to clean some of this out. I'm going to rake it all out, and then we will get back to. I'll get back to you guys here in just a minute, and I'll let you guys watch me in fast motion while I get all. All right, we're back, and as you guys can see, I've got the pallets set in place. I kind of wanted to make sure that I had a tall enough compost bin, so I set them long ways. You guys can do it however you want, but just so that way I can stack these up pretty tall. Typically, you want your compost piles to be about 3 or 4 feet, just so that way it can generate enough heat to really break things down, let all the organisms that are in there, the microorganisms, the bacterias, be able to break everything down. You want to be able to have it, you want it to be a little bit taller. I've got a smaller one here, and it just didn't break down hardly at all because stuff wasn't really packed up high enough. Down low it was starting to break down, but you know, that was really about it. So we're going to go ahead and start screwing these together. I'm going to show you guys some of the basically just what I've got. I just kind of used some of the stuff that I had here. So these are the tools that I'm going to be using. Just some chicken wire to kind of wrap things up and make it a little bit harder for the compost to escape. Just some screws that I had there, staple gun, some staples, some wire cutters there to cut the chicken wire, and a drill gun. So, and I'll have links for all these on Amazon as well. So. All right, so now we've got our compost bins screwed together. I actually got these pallets just from a friend. He had them sitting around his house from some wood pellets that he had delivered, and so it didn't cost me really anything. I already had pretty much everything that I needed to put them together. Some screws and some chicken wire that we had used around one of our raised beds to keep the rabbits out, and I may have to get a little bit more chicken wire, but I'm going to show you guys how I'm putting that on, so that way you guys will know that step. And then from there, it's just building your compost pile. All right, guys, we are back, and I've got the first row of the chicken wire put down here, and so I'm going to show you guys how I'm doing that. I'm just using some wire cutters to cut the ends off after I get each level stapled on. And so what I'm going to do is go ahead and unravel this a bit, and I would probably recommend wearing gloves because you can cut yourself on this chicken wire. And you can use all different kinds of wiring. It doesn't have to be this particular kind of chicken wire. There are some that the mesh is a little bit closer together, so that a lot of times can help keep a lot more debris from falling out of your compost. But all I'm going to do is go ahead and put this towards the top here, get it up there pretty good, because I want these two layers to overlap. a little bit. I don't have to get it all the way out on the front edge. Most of my compost is going to be on the inside anyways. But I do want these to overlap. That way I cover up any holes that might get out there. And you're just going to make sure that it's all covered in. And I'm just going to go down the line and put this all in here. Maybe I'm out of staples already. Looks like I am. So I'm going to keep going all around this. I think I may have almost just enough chicken wire to finish this. I may not. I may have to grab some more, but that's pretty much it, guys. You're just going to finish doing this here, and I'm going to give you guys a quick little shot at the end of what it all looks like when I've got it done. I should have it done this afternoon. It is getting hot out today. It is March 9th, and it's supposed to be about almost 70 degrees today. So very, very nice day in the Ozarks, and good day to build a compost bin. All right, guys, I have gotten this compost bin built, and I went ahead and put some leaves and stuff in here. I've got a pretty good mixture of different stuff. Typically you want like a 30-to-1 ratio of browns to greens, and I'm actually going to put a chart right here that I got off of a city of Fort Collins, and it kind of gives you an idea of the different ratios of carbon to nitrogen that are in different materials. Everything from cardboard and paper to wood chips, to all of your different vegetable matter that you might put in, and fruit matter. Basically, anything that you want to put in your compost is going to be anything that was once alive. So that's why things like sawdust and cardboard and paper, those were once trees. So those are going to be things that you can put in. But what I did is I put a layer of sticks on the very bottom, just to kind of help make sure that there's plenty of air in the bottom to help feed the pile, because some of the most important things you need are air and water to help break down all of this organic material to give the bacteria the things that they need. So I basically put a layer of sticks, then I've got some leaves, and you want to water each layer because, like I said, you want plenty of water and moisture in there. You don't want it to be too wet, but you don't want it to be dry. So just a good layer, just a good sprinkling of water on each layer as you're kind of layering it in. I actually add rock dust to my compost, so it just kind of gives all those bacteria and everything just a big boost of minerals and things to help them kind of get through. And actually, I got that from John from growingyourgreens.com. So thank you, John. I appreciate the good tip on that. And so I've got some kitchen waste in there, some vegetable scraps, and some strawberries that started to go moldy and stuff like that. Added that all in there. Just kept kind of layering it and watering it as I kept adding the layers. I even got some wood ash that was in there from our wood stove, and so I've just kept piling and piling and watering, and so there's what you got. And here in a few months I will have some good compost to add to my garden. And obviously I built 3 bins so that way I can either take one, as I want to turn this pile, I can turn it into the next bin and have this bin ready to go, or I can just pull it out. And if I have too much, I get a lot of grass clippings in the summertime, so that will be something that I will end up doing as well. Something that you guys might consider is saving some of your leaves to mix with your fresh cut grass, so that way you've got you can have some of those browns and greens at the same time. Whenever you do a predominantly brown compost, it's going to take a lot longer for everything to break down. it's going to be kind of like a low and slow compost. It'll take a little while longer for it to break down, but it's going to be some great compost. Typically, when you have predominantly leaves in here, or mainly leaves, you'll end up with what we call leaf mold, which is very, very good. It's actually a little bit higher in the fungal content, so which for certain type of plants can be much more beneficial than what you get out of a typical hot compost, which is going to be bacterial dominated compost. So that's pretty much what I did, and I'm going to keep adding some stuff to this pile to get it up probably about here, and then I'll put a gate on the front, and so that is that, guys. If you guys have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. Again, remember to click that subscribe button and click the little bell. That way you guys can check out any of the new projects that I'm doing. But until then, thanks for watching Ehrlichs in the Ozarks. Again, my name's Gabe, and I hope you guys have a great day, and God bless.